Yo, yo. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's the Haps. Welcome to the Polkadot party. Today we're talking about Efinity. Make sure to smash that like, really helps us get distributed out in the ecosystem. Let me just double check that everything is set up as it's supposed to be. Make sure the stream working. Does appear to be working. Great. Let me go ahead and mute this. Let's go ahead and sign in. All right. Happy Friday. Everybody, welcome back to another episode of Polkadot Party, where we take you through everything going on in the Polkadot ecosystem. Shout out to you if you're still around here in the middle of the bear market. I know them bear market blues be getting to people, so very, very important to be here at times like this. These are the people that win in the long term. So commitment, making it through capitulation and surviving is the key to the game. And let me just tell you, I don't know about y'all altcoin portfolios, but mine's not looking too hot. So assume that yours isn't either. And what they say, the best time to buy is when there's the most types of fear and whatnot in the marketplace. So be sure to stick around at least, every couple weeks until things start moving again. Be sure to, just drop a couple dollars on your favorite altcoin project, that one blue chip that escaped you, early on that maybe you missed. Well, you'll be very thankful to have that later. I'm gonna go ahead and smash the party symbol because we all about that good energy here. We all about that good energy. Let me go ahead and share this to Twitter. What's going on, y'all? Today we're walking through Efinity, the metaverse on Polkadot. Man, that's a big claim. As you can see today, we got on a little bit of music, just some that we won't get a strike for. Last time I heard we played something, we didn't get a strike, but the YouTube algorithm behaves. So it is what it is. It is what it is. What's going on with y'all this Friday? What's the news? What's the haps? I know looks like Drake dropped surprise album. Honestly, never mind. Y'all check that out already? What's that looking like? Let me know. And you can see I got big hair again. Back to big hair lifestyle. A couple weeks till I head out to the Grand Canyon, and I'll get everything all braided up again. But until then, man, I'll tell you what, I got that tight 4D hair. I know, the scale sort of is supposed to stop at 4C type hair, but I got those type 4D curls. Let me go ahead and blast this out on Twitter. I'll share my screen. Y'all can see what it doesn't matter. Share. Make sure to share this URL, and we'll get more and more people to come check out and stay informed during the bear market. Efinity project. So as always, you're going to be able to see how I conduct research. I'm been in the crypto space since the 2017 bull market, and other people say that they've been in the crypto space, but I stayed throughout the whole thing. So I like to think that it's somebody who consumes, let's say, 4 to 5 hours of crypto content per day for the past few years, that I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Some artwork from last week. I'm gonna update the thumbnail after this. You can, yeah, at least use this video to gauge how you feel about the project. Obviously, nothing that we do here is financial advice. So just know that we're just researching here so that you have a good starting place, but it's really up to you to do your own research. Let's go ahead and hop in. So Efinity, before we even hop into the project, we will, as always, do a quick check-in on the markets. It's been pretty bloody. I know y'all know that. Does look like we've had a bit of a triple bounce, perhaps on a lower support line that is at just about that 200-week moving average. Did y'all catch that all the YouTubers and whatnot were talking about in terms of technicals that in past cycles, the 200-week moving average was the very, very bottom? I saw like Crypto and basically all the people that are known for technical analysis talking about that. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up that indicator right now. Get rid of the RSI and let's pull up that 200-week moving average. So 200-week moving average is this blue line. Of course, it's best to look at it on the weekly basis. And you can see that in past cycles, since we had the 200-week moving average, running. Let's see, can I get rid of everything? Yeah, all my drawings, good. Okay. That every bear market sort of bottomed out on this 200-week moving average. So you can see that at the end of the 2017-2018 bull cycle, where basically this is when the options came out, or the ability to short Bitcoin came out on the exact day that Bitcoin started to fall. And literally we just stuck in that bear market until we bounced off that 200-week moving average about December, like about a year later. We might have like dipped slightly below it, not really. But then we saw a bit of a mid-cycle bull push. And then this is the black swan event of COVID. And if it weren't for COVID, who knows if we would have actually fallen underneath just about here. But since then, y'all know the rest of the story because you're here. We've been pretty much off to the races, which has been really good, really validating to know that all that time spent is not for nothing, right? Like you're actually putting your time learning a new ecosystem, looking after opportunities that are going to change your life. So yeah, very, very interesting to see what we have going on, in so much as we have fallen back to just about that 200-week moving average for the first time. Usually marks the bottom. These are weekly candles. So, if you're going to play the odds in terms of, this 20-week moving average is something to abide by, then you would expect these next 2 days, I guess 2.5 days, to be a little bullish and see us pop up off of that. You can see that we currently are still sitting just below that at a previous support level that we had established way back here, sort of that first ceiling that we hit as we broke all-time highs in 2020. Yeah, at Q4 2020. We're flipping that resistance, hopefully into support. And I've been saying this on Twitter. I think that we'll likely see some sort of bounce back here to 200 moving average, hopefully a fall back down here and bounce back above the 200-week moving average, then bounce off of the top of the 200-week moving average. And then we'll do a little some like this, and then start to make our way back up here, maybe retest that, and then I don't know, maybe come back here, go sideways, the rest is history. But this is what I'm looking at for the next couple of weeks, that type of price action. Now, what does that mean for alts? Well, the best way to look at that is always is this Bitcoin dominance chart to see the relationship between Bitcoin and altcoins. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the relative strength index once more, which is, just a indicator to tell whether or not you're overbought or oversold. And generally you'll see that, 80 is like 70, 80, whatever is overbought, 30 is oversold. And you got to be paying attention to this purple line. So you can see Bitcoin dominance kind of got a little, was flirting with being overbought, and now it's falling back towards being oversold. It has sort of fallen pretty precipitously in the past week or so. So this means that Bitcoin is likely, since the 11th, 12th, been losing value against altcoins in general. This is most obviously represented in the ETH Bitcoin chart, or at least it should have been. I wonder which alts then are cracking, because it actually looks like ETH since the 12th maybe hit like a local bottom. Let me change the sort of time range here. Maybe we can get a little bit more details, but if ETH is gaining in value at a quicker rate or losing value at a slower rate than Bitcoin, then you'll see the chart go up. So it does look like here that it's at least been going sideways in its Bitcoin value. I'm interested to know what .BTC looks like. Binance is one of the bigger exchanges. Okay, so this is one that actually has been improving in value against Bitcoin quite precipitously. And I have a couple of theories as to why that is. The biggest of which is, well, most of people's Polkadot, not most of, but a very large plurality of Polkadot out there is locked in these parachains. To me, that means stability. I think that that's something that the Polkadot ecosystem really has going for it that some other ecosystems just don't. So yeah, man, smash out the likes and comment in the box if you feel the same, such that you don't have as much supply moving around, because when you contribute to these, Polkadot parachains, they're locked for the duration of that lease. Really means that, really just means that, you're not going to have as much volatility in a down market. And in an upswing, you may still see good movement. But I expect the sort of downturns to be not as bad. So that is the charts. I'm gonna go ahead and close this page because it's a bit on the heavier side. As you see, Bitcoin currently sits at about $20,700, $650 and falling. And yeah, pretty much everything is down by a lot in the past 7 days. And hey, Heavy Productions, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the Polkadot party, bro. Thank you for stopping by. Really, this is the type of, this is what you kind of want CoinGecko to look like when you're considering buying, in my opinion. But really interesting to see what's fallen in these past 7 days. We know everything going on with Three Arrows Capital basically imploding right now. And, they had $18 billion under management. They had levered up and rehypothecated and whatnot funds, and they have basically been margin called and been unable to meet, they're unable to provide assets to cover their margin call. And that's leaving a lot of otherwise, exchanges that practice good risk management and are seen as a safe bet. That's leaving a lot of them, in issues. So I saw Finblocks is having issues. Genesis, of course, Celsius is really kind of been put up on a pedestal. I think people have a little something against Alex Mashinsky, sort of same way that they do have something against Charles Hoskinson. People just kind of have a chip on their shoulder against certain personalities. But really, they're all sort of subject to these same sorts of issues. And so the whole crypto ecosystem is down. We saw SBF and Alameda and Jump Crypto and Jane Street, basically all the personalities that were involved in the Luna exploit, crash, whatever, that wanted to bail them out. And Celsius never committed to it. Now they're coming after Celsius. They start shorting Celsius token with leverage on FTX. You can see that's where all of the volume is. And they start dropping a bunch of the Lido staked ETH to exacerbate the value of a staked ETH token so that it further puts Celsius in a bad position. Well, wouldn't you know, it was Three Arrows Capital had a huge Lido staked ETH position, and they were dumping it. They were the biggest dumpers of staked ETH. So anyway, that's why the top 10 performance is a little bit different than what you would normally see, where Bitcoin and Ethereum are down 30+%, but some of these other alts are not, right? BNB is down 26%. Cardano is down 23%. XRP down 20%. Is the crypto market maturing? I mean, I kind of feel like it is, because generally you'll see these other projects be down even more than Ethereum and Bitcoin. But this week, that's not the case. Obviously, we saw CZ come out talking about how it was hard to not take stadium naming rights and not do a Super Bowl ad, and now they're hiring all these people. Shout out to CZ. And I don't what's going on with Cardano. I don't really know. XRP is about to win their court case. Solana is I don't really know. But Polkadot, just building. I really like the resolve that's had by Gavin Wood. Let's just take a quick look, just take a quick gander at the Polkadot ecosystem in particular. Warrior missed most of the bid. I'm gonna have to rewind cable to your work. Appreciate you, Alumbrados. It sounds like we got audiences from everywhere. That's what's up, man. I really love that. That's good. But yeah, it's definitely bloody here. You can see Polkadot is down 22%. Chainlink is sort of everybody's ecosystem, but they're down. Kusama, the Canary network, down even more than Polkadot. That's sort of par for the course. Akala down 27%, down to $114 million market cap. For those of you that have been around for a couple of Polkadot parties so far, we did have an issue with Akala's liquid staking mechanism, and I did pull my funds from there this past week. Did not get the Polkadot, the dot rewards we're supposed to get. So I just didn't trust it, especially with everything that's going on. I think I got like maybe 50-60 cents in interest for in yield from having it there for like 2 weeks. We only put like $80-$90 there, so it wasn't expecting a whole lot, but lots of blood in the streets. Remark currently sitting at $30 million. Is what we talked about last week. Sounds good. Let's see what else is going on in the Polkadot ecosystem. Twitter might be the best place to do that. Polkadot news. Let's see what the headlines look like. Stable coins. Subquery has delivered its latest iteration of multi-chain connectivity with the addition of support for a Cosmos ecosystem, starting with Juno Network. So really cool to see Polkadot Parachain winners connecting with other interoperable solutions like the Cosmos ecosystem. We have heard a lot of conjecture around, hey, is Cosmos going to be the play or is it going to be Polkadot? And my response is always both. Like, why would it only be one or the other, right? Covalent just announced an integration with Astar Network, which is like a WebAssembly and EVM compatible Polkadot Parachain. And they do a lot of the same stuff that Astar does, just different compatibility. They do a lot of the same stuff that Akala does, but just not the same amount of compatibility. So yeah, interesting. Darwinia integrates with the Talisman wallet. So that's cool. We did have a meeting with the Talisman team after we did the Polkadot wallet review. They actually reached out and wanted to interview and discuss like just some of the user issues that we had. Set up that meeting once and then, via Calendly, which I kind of hate Calendly. I don't know if y'all like Calendly. It's not for me. But long story short, it didn't work out. Maybe they'll, reach out or whatever. But that's all I got to say on that. And yeah, we do have another Parachain slot auction beginning today. So as you guys know, these Polkadot slot auctions, continue week over week. They have like different like lease periods, but it's always running. It looks like right now, only one person is in the running for it. So yeah, it looks like anybody who ever tried to, join in, down a little. Anybody who ever tried to get a Polkadot Parachain has been able to get one. So it's really interesting to see how in the bear market, there's just like less competition. So anyway, it looks like Totem Capex is the next one. That being said, today we're talking about Efinity. Efinity is the 6th winner of a Polkadot Parachain. You could have contributed to them via Parallel Finance. And yeah, with over 7.7 million DOT contributed, via Parallel, more was contributed in total, but 7.7 million DOT total, 2.9 million came from Parallel. Wow, that's quite a percentage. That's pretty, they were the 6th winner, and they consider themselves to be the metaverse play within Polkadot. So pretty interesting to see another person put all their hats in the in the metaverse theme. We've seen a lot of people come here and are trying to do it. But let's see who's first to win. Let's see who's got the scalability. No crypto and staking projects right now. First bear for me. Honestly, I have some stuff still staking in like the Avalanche ecosystem. And really most alts are down so hard that like it doesn't make sense for me to like take it out at this point. So being down bad like that in alts just means like you can continue to keep stacking and cross your fingers that the project's going to still be around as we round the corner back into the bull market. Just know that when things sort of start picking up again, that alts are going to be the first ones to move. You'll see, Bitcoin's up by 6%. And then you'll see like some random Avalanche project, Trader Joe, for example, is up, 30%. And it's just, relative sizes that's really the implication there. on Arcadillo, Alex, stack swap farming, STX ecosystem. Nice. I actually was a mentor for the Stacks Accelerator last year. I met one of the VC guys at the Bitcoin conference and was just talking a little bit in line, just saying what's up, just trying to network. And I was like, oh yeah, I do marketing and whatnot. Like a lot of these startups need, best practices to, get organic traction, but also like turn a project into something people are aware of, and hopefully something that people are then engaging with. So that is, best practice. Shout out to the Alex team. I have seen Shiente doing good stuff. They very, very smart. Lots of traditional finance background there. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, all right. We'll go ahead and dive in. As always, as we're exploring these ecosystems, we want to put together a bit of a framework. So today, in evaluating the Efinity ecosystem, we're gonna first look at their backstory, who they are, basically just do a quick look at the Enjin team. Look at the actual team members, look at their LinkedIn's, make sure that they are qualified. Just a quick look at that. Look at their mission. Like what do they do? What are they trying to accomplish? And then look at their feature set, which is really just like, how are they different? Like, what do they offer that the next guy is offering? Because if everybody's just offering the same things, then the ecosystem is going to be too fragmented. Like, how are we going to, have a winner if, every project has, 5%, 5% is probably a lot. But like, let's say 0.5% of the available market. Sounds loud to me. So yeah, so their mission here is to decentralize the metaverse. They're built on Polkadot, which is known for shared security via the Polkadot relay chain. They are a parachain, so they will be able to, until the end of their lease, serve as the infrastructure using Polkadot for a cross-chain metaverse. So cross-chain is great. Go ahead and read up a bit more. Yeah, focused on core functionality, chain stability. And by the way, if you aren't super familiar with how these parachains work, they kind of act as their own ecosystems themselves. So while Efinity will be like the core functionality, the sort of software layer, other projects will be able to build on top of them. So same with Moonbeam, same with Akala, that's building out like credit systems. And then other people can build dApps that use their stable coin or their lending or whatever. Efinity / Enjin are creating metaverse infrastructure that people can put games on top of, and they'll be able to work across chain. So that's pretty cool. They'll be EVM compatible, which is obviously a big thing for the Polkadot ecosystem, but sounds like even on the Cosmos ecosystem, they'll be very much involved. We'll take a quick peek at that white paper in a second, but it looks like, yeah, cross-chain bridges, being able to bring like stable coins and whatnot to Polkadot ecosystem is important. Incentives, okay, decentralized governance, fuel tanks. That's interesting. Creators can choose to subsidize costs for their users by depositing EFI. Okay, cool. So this sounds like a startup cost. If you're developing a game, you'll be able to provide EFI token to subsidize, lessen the cost, give discounts to your users. Completely programmable. Price discovery users who bid on NFTs from any chain receive EFI rewards. Cool. Crafting allows complex, this sounds like complex NFTs, ones that can use off-chain functionality to affect the NFT itself. Yeah, let's see. They have 2.2K mints per transaction. Some people are talking about Efinity already. EFI rewards have arrived. So this is somewhat of a newer post. We'll just take a quick peek at current events with Theta X Godzilla. I'm interested to see what Theta does, to be honest. I know that they were really popping in the middle of last year. And then for whatever reason, people just stopped talking about them. So let's see. EFI rewards have contributors. Okay, cool. So if you had contributed to the Efinity Parachain slot auction, which I highly recommend that for reputable parachain projects in the future that you do, for all the reasons that we've already stated, that people are starting to get their rewards. So the way that it would have worked for Efinity is you would have gotten EFI bonus of 5% if you were in early, as well as parallel finance rewards. And then you get, it vests linearly, just meaning that you get paid out daily or every couple days, depending on the project, at an even rate. So definitely recommend getting involved in these slot auctions. But these are live, so that's cool. They have a podcast, which is interesting. Maybe check that out later. So let's learn a little bit about the company. So founded in 2009 by this guy. And come on, just gonna take a look at his credentials. I just want to know like a little bit about the people involved, because they may have been scammers in the past, for all we know. No, I'm not saying anybody is scammers, but it's just to do your due diligence. Yes, we all know that they are developed by Enjin, and Enjin is really a bigger player in the Far East, which is particularly compelling to me because most of the innovation in gaming, in metaverse, is happening over there. And if you imagine a society where something like the metaverse has a good opportunity to thrive, I would say that the sort of orderliness, the societal people in a lot of the Asian communities that I've been in, Tokyo and China, are very much put the community, the collective, over the individual. It's sort of the opposite of how the US does it, where we're all about individual autonomy. Not saying for better or for worse. I'm just saying that that societal sort of point of view is what makes me more interested in metaverse plays over there that will eventually, blow up over here, or maybe even not. There's enough people over there to sustain that. So anyway, yeah, in 2017, wow. So they were actually around really before like Bitcoin was like a huge thing. They did have an ICO in 2017, did some NFT stuff. Oh, cool. They got a wallet. Did not know that. They got a marketplace, and Explorer, a Beam, and a platform. And so we'll check these out, just because what we do know is that it's likely that Efinity is going to work across all of these in a very much interoperable way, because Enjin is ERC20, it's Ethereum based, whereas Efinity is Polkadot based, Substrate. So really interesting. Let's see, they got wallets, they got Wallet 2.0 coming soon. Has anybody ever tried out a the Enjin wallet? How's that work? Has there been any hacks? Let me know. You can use it specifically for gaming or trading NFTs. So that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and write this down under feature set, just like what do they do? Doing this over here. Let's see, collect and trade NFTs, right? They have a marketplace. Look at that in a sec. They have swaps. Check mark. That's good. I suppose you're going to need that to have a good gaming sort of ecosystem. I kind of like the branding here too. Well done. Well done. dApps, DeFi swap on Android, claim free NFTs. Oh, nice. Feel free to try this out at their enjin.io/product/wallet if you want to try to claim this free NFT. Fingerprint scanning, auto add tokens, so you can like vest within, like if you think about like games where it's like play to earn, or just like even like tower defense or any sort of gaming where, you know, the longer you're doing something, like you're earning some sort of yield or rewards. Looks like they have that auto add feature, custom fees and limits, import sweep, local currency, multilingual. Okay. So very cool. Yeah, let's take a quick peek at the team. Max Blagov, an Aussie maybe from University of Technology, Sydney. Been there, man, for a long time. Creative director, so we can probably thank him for the look and feel of the ecosystem, which we like. Not a whole lot of followers to Enjin just yet. I won't be a hater. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, not a whole lot here to see, but we do know that he's the creative as well as works in software project management, marketing, and software design. It sounds like he does stuff that is not under the hood, but he is the sort of creative resource. So I assume that Witek is the technical lead. Gonna need one of those, right? Gonna need one. So CTO, oh man, this guy kind of looked like an engineer. It's exactly what I want my CTO to look like. Yeah, been on for a long time. Looks like he's somewhat active, so that's cool. Not any education to be seen here, maybe just because I'm not his friend or whatever connection on here. But I would think that you will want to like show off your experience. So it's interesting that he's chosen to just show just that. But well, we do know that they have been in the news. They have a token that's got, their top 100 token. They do have, wow, even a starter project. Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that. I would say in terms of social proofing, these guys didn't just, get here. They've been around for a bit. So interesting to see that they're only down 91%, which considering all altcoins is really not that bad. Let's see. Efinity has what their price history looks like and where you could potentially obtain this crypto in a bear market if you really wanted to, because you know what, like a lot of these altcoin projects, they're never going to be back. But ones like Efinity, they're just getting started. Like they dropped, it looks like when they first came out, about $1 in August, and they are now about 13 cents as of now. So down 96%, only 13% off their all-time lows. So again, getting in early, getting in during the bear market is when you're going to see the maximum amount of returns. I'm not saying, if you got, $1,000 to invest, that you spend all 1,000 today. Maybe, 100, every 2 weeks, or maybe like, I don't know. It's up to you. But point is, risk management is important because we could go lower from here. I doubt we'll go much lower because if I'm going to be a chart astrologist, then we've never fallen below the previous Bitcoin cycle's all-time high in a subsequent cycle. So that would lead me to say that ain't no way that we going lower than, was it like $19,811, something like that, whatever was the previous all-time high. So if we are nearing a bottom in Bitcoin, then hopefully that means that we're nearing a bottom in altcoins as well. And honestly, again, just looking at that overview of the entire crypto market, like when you see multiple top 10 projects down 20+% in the past 7 days, I mean, what does capitulation look like? So that's my take on that. Virgo, what up? What up? What up? Like tax paid at the door. Got to. I mean, gotta put that time in. Real talk, in your opinion, is there a redundancy with the parachains? If not, which parachain offers most innovative tech in the dot ecosystem? There's a little redundancy. I would say like Akala and Astar network kind of do the same thing. We haven't done a deep dive on Clover yet, but I believe that they are also something to do with like DeFi. I could be wrong. There is some they're building a foundational layer for DeFi applications. That's basically what Akala is also doing, except for they're looking to do gasless transaction layer. That's kind of cool. I think that so next week, let's look into statement, because we're looking at, I believe their thing has to do with, where did I see that at? Statement, Polkadot. I think they have like a proof of common good or something like that, common good parachain. And I didn't really understand exactly what that meant the first time I looked that over. Dedicated to, so it's a parachain dedicated to asset functionality. So we'll definitely do a deep dive into this. But I know that it's a big deal for commoditized Polkadot projects to qualify for statements functionality, whatever it is. We'll definitely do a deeper dive on this because this does actually sound like innovation. Shout out Virgo, what up, what up? Heavy production, shout out, shout out, shout out. Okay, let's get back into the investigation here. So we know that the team is somewhat reputable. They've been around for a little while. They have a wallet. That's cool. Discover NFT. Yeah. They have NFTs, right? This is just going to take us to the marketplace. Yeah, one of their links on their homepage doesn't work. I don't know who's the webmaster, but complete tech stack for NFTs. Okay, so this isn't even out yet. I think I'm not seeing the full thing here. Let me just turn off the ad blocker really quick. And we can see exactly what we're supposed to be seeing here, I think. Like, what is this? What are we doing? Home of NFT games. Okay, we know. Top tier alpha. I'll go ahead and add myself here so we can keep our community updated with everything going on in the Polkadot ecosystem. I thought they said that they had a marketplace. That's what I wanted to see. I don't see it yet. Let's go ahead and pull up whatever they're putting in is the white paper. Oh, okay. Okay, sure. So yeah, we know that they have programmable NFTs. And this is just an overview of NFTs powered by Enjin. Let's go ahead and forward to Efinity. they say it's next generation blockchain. I assume it's the same as Enjin, just on Polkadot. Fees, NFT highway, not general computing, so cheaper. Collator nodes is basically stake pools, people you can stake with. Also, those stake pools do governance. Network effects is important. They have their own. So they will accept the ERC 721, 1155, and 20 standards. That's good. Just check out the Parachain. Yes, the relay chain, as you know, is the core of Polkadot. That's the hub. And then you got the spokes. And Efinity is one of these spokes. So this is them. And then they are validated by the collators. They're working with Web3 Foundation. That's interesting. Let's see. They're creating a token standard called Paratokens. I'm going to add that to how are they different. So it sounds like their own substrate-based tech stack for NFTs. Man, it's tough because like these parachains don't last so long that you gotta achieve network effects quickly. Like if you're coming out with like a new token standard, like you better hope you get renewed for the parachain next time around. And I hope y'all are gonna join that one because again, like having joined that is definitely one thing that I'm thankful for. Having contributed in the Parachain slot auctions with the Polkadot that I had, I just had it earn a yield on Kraken, but I knew that I could get bonuses in Akala. I got bonuses in Moonbeam and in Parallel Finance. So being able to use those in DeFi applications within the Polkadot ecosystem, while my original doc contributions are locked up, they're not going nowhere. So there's no way I'm gonna, stress sell them, at the depths of the bear market. I wouldn't do that anyway, but it just kind of removes that risk. And then they also give me like liquid dot, kind of like how Lido staked ETH gives you liquid ETH for staked ETH. It's just sort of a win-win-win. Let's go back. Let's see. Okay, scalability. That's good. Go ahead and throw this on here. And then we'll just go over the notes at the end so y'all can sort of get the overview as we finish. Open source. That's good. They're going to use the cross-chain messaging protocol. I thought it was called protocol, not passing. But it basically allows Polkadot and Kusama assets to speak to one another again. Interoperability, Efinity token. Yeah, where are the tokenomics here? EFI token, main utility Paratoken. Okay, transaction fees are priced in it. Trades on chain have 2.5% transaction fee. Good to know. Every asset can be exchanged for any other NFT or other digital token. Let's see what else you can do. Governance. Talk to me about governance, y'all. Like, has anybody here actually voted on something within the crypto space yet? Like, is anybody even participating in governance? I feel like we take democracy a little for granted sometimes. Like, I voted on one proposal ever from Moonbeam, and it was one that like was a no-brainer, and it passed with 100%. I think it's tough because you got to be aware of what's going on, and there's also like a little bit of like a technical hurdle. Like if they're talking about some sort of technical optimization that's going to improve transactions efficiency or latency, you got to understand what that means a little bit. To I don't know, it's like when you go out and vote like a local election, they're like, oh, like who do you want to be like, the controller? And you're like, I don't know anything about controllers. Like, what does a controller even do? Something financial. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. Let's see. Oh, appreciate that, Virgo. Appreciate you for sharing. Um, am I a validator? No, I'm not a validator myself. But I do have my tokens locked up with validators, or collators is what they call them in the Polkadot ecosystem. I don't know why everybody's all different and whatnot, but it's what it is. But you do earn yield for doing that. And so, I can check out like Subscan, which we should probably just pull up. Efinity Subscan. Are they set up? Oh, that's that one. But yeah, you can like see like yourself getting rewards here if you look up your they not have they gotta be in here already, right? If not, that would be surprising to me, and I would be curious to know why it's taking them so long. Oh, I don't like this at all. Interesting. So if anybody knows why their Parachain is not yet launched in here, let me know. Oh, wait, I'm looking at this right here. Well, this is somebody getting paid via the crowd loan. So it's interesting that their Parachain, because like normally, anybody who has won a Parachain, you'd be able to like, go and look at, their Parachain on Subscan specifically. You can see all the transactions that go through, but I guess not for Efinity yet. So we're gonna have to see about that. But yeah, definitely worth pledging and staking. I mean, I do because like, why wouldn't you, right? If you believe in the project, then I don't see why you wouldn't. Now, in these market downturns, it may make sense to swap for whatever the layer one is, if that makes sense. Like, for example, if you're involved in like Pangolin, that's something I've been providing liquidity for over a year, and they are like at all-time lows. I'm just like, I've been generating this yield, and now the yield's worthless. I wish I would have, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, went from Pangolin back to Avalanche, because Pangolin, while both have underperformed Bitcoin and Ethereum, them Pangolin being built on top of Avalanche's underperformed even Avalanche. So, but in so much as these parachains are like layer ones, because Polkadot itself sort of is like a layer zero. It's just like a security layer. Um, I say definitely contribute to the layer ones. Maybe not. I mean, I would be less inclined to contribute to a project on top of Moonbeam, for example. That classifies itself as layer zeros. I mean, they are finished with development and relying on Parachain partners for upgrades. I mean, Polkadot will continue to be improved by the Web3 Foundation. If you're interested in their developments, you can follow Web3 Foundation on Twitter. You can also, I'll throw them a follow. We'll take a look at that in a sec. But I mean, Gavin Wood is really, I mean, he's still around, right? He was the one who coded up Ethereum to begin with, and very quickly decided that it was not going to be sufficient and decided to start Polkadot. Right. You tell me what this means. But anyway, he does, of course, have he does release a lot of information about Polkadot development. Nomination pool is coming. So yeah, this nomination pool sounds like something new that is gonna affect, the entire ecosystem from Hub to Spoke, Parachain, and all their projects. So yeah, it looks like there is which cannot, common security is not an option. So yeah, I mean, again, Polkadot, really the relay chain, the hub of it all is meant to just be a security layer. So every project and every project on top of those projects secure each other. That lessens the likelihood of a 51% attack by orders of magnitude. So that's why I assume that they took that approach. So let's get back to it. What is this? This is Ethereum blockchain Explorer. Oh, okay. This is their Explorer. Really? It's pretty clean. Has anybody ever played a game on Enjin? Interesting. Just take a quick look at what's here. But yeah, it doesn't seem like, a lot of their stuff is live yet. It does look like, yeah, that you can nominate collators or they'll be voted on and based on performance. Minting is a thing. Collators is a thing, require 10 collator nodes. So that's cool. Hey, if you're, big in IT, then, feel free to develop to this. They're going to need it. Staking pools. Cool. Cross-chain bridge. I mean, I assume this is just a cross-chain bridge. Like, I think we know what that is by now. Moving assets from one place to another. Kind of risky. We've seen a lot of bridges like Wormhole get exploited. Anywho. Let's see, provide buyers and sellers with robust suite of tools. Okay, there's gonna be a marketplace. Okay, cool. That's simple enough. Features, transactions, transfers, signature by both. Okay. Perform a trade, 2 or more accounts could sign or transfer transactions. That's kind of cool. I like that actually, because who has ever accidentally sent crypto to the wrong place and wished like, dang, like if only I would have had like a second layer of security, I wouldn't have lost that. I remember early on, I tried to send some, it might have actually been a Celsius token direct from my Ethereum MetaMask to Polygon address without using a bridge. I'm just like, dude, come on. So that's my story about losing money while learning crypto. Don't be like me, y'all. Like, learn from my pain. Feel free to laugh at my pain. Just don't be like me in that way. Transaction fee delegation. Let me add this to the notepad. So 2-way signatures from sender and receiver. Transaction fee. Okay. Transaction fee delegation. That kind of reminds me of like when you get a collect call from somebody in prison. Would you like to accept the charges? Like to accept the charges. Yeah, good for subsidizing transaction costs. Okay, discrete accounts. Okay, it can be a discrete, which is like an admin. Fuel tanks, we talked about that. Subsidized crafting, allows existing tokens to be modified or new to be created by using a recipe. A recipe is a signed message that is generated completely off-chain. Shout to Chainlink. Anyone who has a copy of the recipe will be able to execute it on Efinity. It sounds like it's a line of code or something. System is useful for gamifying collectibles with minimal effort. Redemption of multiple common tokens for a rare token is easy to achieve. Okay. So some sort of off server conditional statement. If these conditions are met, then do something on chain, is what that sounds like to me. So I guess if you have these inputs, you can have a sword. So that's kind of cool. Let's just say, I'm just going to call it off-chain conditional statements for on-chain actions, outputs. So that's kind of cool. And that things are held off-chain helps with reducing the transaction fee cost, helps with speed. So good to see them moving stuff off-chain as much as possible. Tags can be used. Okay, Efinity swap, automated conversion function, which further facilitates exchanges of pair tokens. Okay, so I guess there's some automation built into it, like smart contracts kind of, without friction, in order to complete existing bid or disaster involving other pair token use. Okay, yeah, sure. Cool. Yeah, so automatic automation, I don't think is anything that really makes them different. So I'm not gonna write that down. Yeah, I mean, look, you get 2 signatures. That's, I mean, again, laugh at my pain. Minecraft, I know. And that's the thing, like the aesthetics of all these projects really feels like they're all going for like that Minecraft vibe, which is like, you know, I'm 32, so maybe I'm too old, but like, you know, that just kind of missed me. I did see they had like some cool like mecha library in there, and like my little cousin or whatever, anytime I see him, he always like wants my phone so he can play my Minecraft on it. And he's like 6. So like, you know, I know that, you know, it's got a future and they're developing for the future. So shout out to everybody who is trying to learn all of the tech of the younger people. That's how, look, I mean, never stop learning, right? Decentralized governance, excuse me, anybody can submit a proposal, learn to code first probably. But anyway, every 2 weeks, votes on proposals and active referendums will be evaluated by the blockchain governance model. Okay, module. So it's like a month-long thing. You submit the proposal, wait 2 weeks, gets accepted, then right? Minimum of 2 weeks. Okay. To review the submissions, followed by 2 weeks of voting. And then, so I don't know. Imagine if local elections were run that way. That would actually be pretty cool. Proposal to be succeeded, incorporated onto the chain, be rejected. Submitting a proposal. Okay, governance is governance. So yeah, that's what it is. So sounds like they have some things that are pretty new and different. I think that's pretty cool. Like you can manage infinite wallets, it sounds like scalably. So that's interesting. Collect and trade NFTs, swaps, fingerprint scanning. I don't know if that's a thing yet within the crypto space. Probably is, but auto addition of tokens. But really, okay, their innovation to me seems like it's this paratokens thing where you can see 700 to 1,000 TPS transactions per second via these paratokens. That might actually be in here. Marketplace, is this under Parachain? Yeah, so their token standard is, you know, what really makes them different. So scalable is 700 to 1,000 transactions per second. 2%, 2.5% fixed transaction fee, I guess, unless something is voted upon and that gets changed. 2-way signatures from sender and receiver, so more security, which Polkadot is all about, interoperability and security. Transaction fees, delegation, so you could have somebody else pay for it. You know, would you like to accept the charges? And off-chain conditional statements for on-chain actions outputs. I think that's actually chain link thing. So that chain link works there. Everybody that they work with, I think, is able to do that. Their whole thing is their oracles can pull data from off chain and enable things to happen on chain. So, I think that that's maybe not the most original thing, but worth adding on here for sure. Lastly, let's just take a quick look at tokenomics. Yes, please learn to code. I'm trying to learn how to code myself, but it's a bit of an uphill slog to try to figure out, what language do you go with first. I figure learning, Solidity or Rust or whatever probably makes sense. If you want to be involved in, building projects in the future. You could, of course, build on top of Ethereum if you're going through these same questions. And you can build on top of Polkadot because it's EVM compatible. So that's my recommendation. Tokenomics will start at distribution. So this is their release schedule. Ecosystem has 35% stake pools. Company has 20%. That's a lot. Feels like a lot. Witek and other guy are getting rich. Wait, team. Oh, okay. Company capitalization, team capitalization is half. So kind of seems intertwined. Seed round, early round, strategic round, public sale. So interesting. Yeah, getting off the ground costs less than it does to scale. Costs less than it does, or more than less than it does. And then this costs more than it does to add strategic features. And then public sale is just getting out there to the public. So let's see, public raise. They have a schedule here. Next is the schedule. Good to keep an eye on the schedules because this is likely when the token's going to be dumping, because people that contributed early on and like private sale and everything want to eventually earn some money on that investment, right? And with the volatility of the crypto market, can you really blame them? People trying to cash out. So it looks like the next one is July 25th, followed by October. So they'll be fully vested, at least the private sale where you'll see like the biggest dumps by end of January. So, maybe there's an opportunity there. Public sale, linear vesting, right? We talked about that. Total vesting period is 9 months and began already. See, vesting over 5 years with milestone accelerations. What milestones? Team 3 years vesting after 1 year cliff. Okay. So yeah, I mean, really, you can look at it kind of like inflation. I mean, there's probably a rate at which tokens are released into the marketplace already, but then there's also locked tokens that become unlocked that now are liquid, now can be dumped or used or hodled or whatever, but in all likelihood probably dumped. Utility, right? Transaction fees, bridges, smart contracts, governance, marketplace, transaction fees, developer fees. Developers who mint NFTs can set an optional fee for marketplace orders. This can be set to a maximum of 25%. Sheesh. Accounts, fuel tanks. Which JumpnNet allows users to execute transactions for free? This has something to do with fuel tank. In order to offer this GFI, users will be able to increase their JumpnNet transaction limits for every user that holds JumpnNet. Their limits will be doubled up to designated. Okay, don't understand that really. Actually, I'm just gonna click on that link real quick, just a quick peek, just a quick gander, see what's being talked about here. Instant, secure, carbon negative, and free on-chain transactions for NFTs and Enjin coin. So Enjin has their own gas-free blockchain? Why don't I know about this? What is it used for? Interesting. I feel like that's something that you would market. I don't have an account. I can create one. Sure. Let's, whatever. Just a quick tangent. You know, I like to explore when I'm here, because will I come back later? Maybe not. Let's see. Interesting. So, I mean, hey, look, Enjin has a lot of stuff going on, even things that they're not really, I mean, maybe they are talking about it and it's just not breaking through. But so this is a gasless, feeless place where you can do stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think that I think that this is probably a developer resource where you can collaborate with other developers to create these gasless, feeless apps and programs or whatever. Let's just see what's to be seen, and then we'll hop back. They have some GraphQL. You can create a query and see it work. So definitely for developers, learn to develop, learn please. Things are working. So good to know. I didn't realize they had all this, but you know, love to see it. That is, I guess, a utility. EFI pools. Okay, lots of pools. Okay, so basically the biggest takeaways I have, add fuel tank on here, is that, yeah, we'll go ahead and pull this out. That they won the 6 Parachain auction a couple months back. I mean, I guess, yeah, it's only been 3 months, so they don't have their Parachain up yet on Subscan, but I know it'll come. They are obviously heavily tied in with Enjin. Their team members is, you know, they're veterans, started in 2009. One is a designer and creative and project manager. The other is a developer who doesn't include any of his previous experience on his LinkedIn. The mission is that, yeah, they want to be the, they want to be the metaverse play on Polkadot. And given that they have, you know, all of the Enjin background already, there's a good chance that they could be successful at that. And then, yeah, in terms of how they're different, maybe not these, but it's really the pair tokens. It's really their, it's their own token framework for NFTs that, you know, works pretty quickly, I guess, in comparison to Ethereum. Has a set transaction fee unless developers decide to charge more. Two-way signatures, so that's cool. Transaction fee delegation. Would you like to accept the charges? Off-chain conditional statements, Chainlink, and fuel tank, which, yeah, again, subsidizes transaction costs for users. I think that the biggest, most compelling thing about this project is that their recipes, their off-chain conditional statements. I think, you know, depending how you use that, the opportunities are endless, and it really makes me feel like Chainlink is doing a lot to power a lot of the crypto ecosystem, a lot of the innovation, and that's a project I'm bullish on. So let me know what you think. I mean, we'll lastly just take a quick look and see what the news is with them. Let's just see what the PR department's putting out. Let's see. They joined the Akala's ecosystem fund. So they'll likely integrate the AUSD stablecoin into their projects, or at least enable the ability for the projects to build on top of Efinity to use AUSD. Again, interoperability. Looks like you can join the Enjin Wallet 2.0 beta list for a tester program. And I'm sure outside of just getting an NFT, you may get other types of airdrops, who knows? Let's see. Amazing call. My Metaverse. This is a project on it. Already 13,000 people on here, following, excuse me. And, it's interesting to know that there are actually metaverse plays building on top of Efinity. And again, I think that there just needs to be a huge, mergers and acquisition phase within crypto, because there's so many metaverse plays. Like, how do we narrow down to one or two that are going to be the it, or is everybody just going to be in everything? I don't know. Let's see. Oh man, I've been. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Virgo, man. Appreciate you being so active here today. Utility elsewhere. Yes, utility. I mean, look, I'm all about the digital gold, but yeah, definitely gotta look into where the opportunities are. Yeah, no, hey, look, seriously, like, Enjin's a huge project. You should know. But the maxi need a course match. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't see. I feel like being a maxi is like, it's like a scale of extremism. Like, you probably want to be somewhere in the middle, same part where, yeah, I understand the utility, but I can vet other projects. It only makes sense, right? Let's see. All right, cool. Well, cool, y'all. I mean, I think that pretty much does it, unless there's anything you guys have questions about. Let's see. Yeah, there's Efinity rewards coming out. People are doing live streams, rewards. Looks like really Affinity's just been working on getting rewards out so far. And looks like maybe they've had their first like interviews or whatever with projects that are interested, just like in the past week or so. Camera died. Anywho, welcome to the real Ready Player One. That's funny. So yeah, feel free to drop them a like if you're a metaverse gamer and you think that this is something that you would be interested in, get involved in. All these small projects, especially in the bear market, are really, they're hurting for that engagement. So it's there could be worse times to engage with these projects. So it is what it is. So I'm gonna wrap up there. Really appreciate y'all joining today. And yeah, follow me on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter if you have any questions. I'm Mike__Sadler. And yeah, do well, then do good, seek peace, and I'll see you next week.